If you search for tenderness, it isn't hard to find. You can have the love you need to live. If you're of a certain vintage, this ballad would have been quite difficult to avoid at some point. If you're a bit younger, though, I do urge you to have a proper rummage through the Billy Joel back catalogue. There are some superbly crafted songs out there. She's Always a Woman, Just the Way You Are. I've covered both of those. I recently put up Piano Man. This is the fourth one, I guess. I'm sure there'll be others too. This one isn't particularly easy to play. I mean, they all have their challenges. For me, wrangling this onto a single guitar, that's the first challenge. Getting all the chords together, that's the second challenge. There are some slightly unfamiliar shapes, some unusual juxtapositions of chords, and even though it goes at a very slow tempo, the chords sometimes change quite quickly. Often we've got 2 beats or even just 1 beat per chord. There are 3 verses, 8 bars each. They're all exactly the same. The choruses, 3 choruses, again, they're the same as each other. So it really pays to just practice, memorize, and get some of this stuff under our fingers. Okay, let's look at the strumming style we're going to use first of all, and then we'll get on and carve our way through the various parts of the song, and eventually, hopefully, we'll put the whole thing together. So we've got this very typical slow 4 beats to the bar rock pop ballad idea, and I want to strum in 16ths, taka 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 taka, that kind of a thing, on a chord of A. I don't have to make contact with the strings on every strum, but I do want to keep that pattern going, so at least I've got a bit of texture, a bit of freedom to add things if I want to. And if I want a bit more definition at the beginning of the chord, then I'm going to pick the bass note with my thumb. That kind of a thing. I'll do that pretty much throughout, I think. Okay, so we've got this 8-bar verse. Let's go through this chord by chord. The first bar is 2 beats of A. If you search for tenderness, 2 beats of D. And then, it isn't hard to find. Now, I've got essentially 2 beats of E here, but after the first beat, I'm going to take everything off except for that first finger, come up to the open 4th string for E over D, before getting onto the C sharp minor. C sharp minor is an A minor type bar chord on the 4th fret. The reason for this extra chord is that I get da, 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 just a descending bass line. Anyway, the first 2 bars like this. If you search for tenderness, it isn't hard to find. Now we carry on. D for 2 beats and then F sharp minor for 2 beats. Then we take that F sharp minor shape up a couple of frets, but we lose the little finger because now I've got G sharp minor 7 for 2 beats. And then B minor 7, A minor 7 bar chord on the 2nd fret to E7 for 1 beat. You can have the love you need to live. Okay, that's the first half of the verse done. This will get easier as we start to repeat stuff. Okay, in the second half of the verse, we kick off with an A again. If you look for truthfulness. Now, I'm just going to move my A shape. I'm using my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers. Move that down a string to the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. Open 2nd string and open top string if you want it. That's going to be my B7 sus4. Then I'm going to form a straight B7 after 1 beat of that. If you look for truthfulness, you might just as well be blind. Okay, here's our first proper challenge. In bar 6, you could do E for a beat, G sharp 7, which is just an E7 barred on the 4th fret for a beat, onto our familiar C sharp minor. But there's this rising bass line, so I'd like to catch that. And what I'm going to do in this bar is play my E, but I'm going to start from the 5th string, so I've got E with a B in the bass, then a whole different shape here. And this takes a little bit of practice. You'll soon get to it once it's a bit more familiar. My first finger's now on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. 2nd and 3rd fingers are on the 4th fret of the 4th and 2nd string. Then my little finger picks up the 5th fret of the 3rd string. That's a G sharp 7, but with a C, B sharp, which is really a C in the bass. And that's going to move us up to our C sharp minor. Just as well be blind. Practice that slowly until it's nice and smooth. Anyway, we get, if you look for truthfulness, you might just as well be blind. I have to be quite careful with that. But the last little bit we have isn't so tricky. 2 beats of D. Always seems to be a proper G sharp 7 now. This E7 type bar chord on the 4th fret. And we end up with 2 beats, a whole bar of C sharp 7. Now C sharp 7 I'm playing this way. We've got a sus chord first, but if you play C, standard C, and then add your little finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string to play C7, you may know that you can move that shape up using just the middle 4 strings, and that becomes a really versatile, useful dominant chord shape. If you watch many of my videos, you'll often see me playing D7 this way. So it's a really nice, mellow, compact way to play D7. It's my go-to for C sharp 7 as well. So that's how I'm going to play that. We're going to see C sharp 7 cropping up again in the chorus, so it's worth getting to grips with. But before we play it, I've got a note there that's going to be on the 4th fret, and I'm actually going to play that like this. I've got a line of fingers, 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers on the 5th, 4th and 3rd strings at the 4th fret numbers. That just gets a bit tedious, doesn't it? But that's it. C sharp 7, sus 4, and I can keep my 1st finger there, and I just have to move everything else into shape, and that's the end of the verse. So let's just have the whole thing. If you search for tenderness, it isn't hard to find. You can have the love you need to live. If you look for truthfulness, you might just as well be blind. Always seems to be so hard to give on. And we're into the chorus, which is even a little bit higher. So let's look at that now. Now the chorus is another 8-bar section. Again, we're changing chords quite frequently. Often it's 2 or even 3 chords to a bar, but you know, it's slow enough. We kick off with honesty. 2 beats each of D major 7, and I'm just barring across the top 3 strings at the 2nd fret to E7. Such a lonely world. C sharp 7 that we just saw at the end of the verse, and I can keep my 3rd finger on the 4th fret of that 5th string for F sharp minor 7. Honesty, such a lonely world. And if you want to, because the following bar starts with a chord of D, you could maybe just play the open 6th string there as a passing bass note, or I'll probably do this just on the 4th beat. I'm just going to play a mini E chord just on the top 4 strings, taking us into D. You'll see how that works. Honesty, such a lonely world. Everyone is so untrue. Okay, so these 3rd and 4th bars, D, E, that's easy enough, and A, and then our C sharp 7 again. And actually, the following line is the same as the first line, so we're nearly there with the chorus. Just a little note about that C sharp 7. Everyone is so untrue. Now, if you know the original at all well, there's a bam, bam, bam in the strings, piano, bass, everything's playing this. And you could add that with the guitar too. Everyone is so untrue. If you want to do that, you're under no obligation, but I'm going to put that in. I've actually got, because of this C sharp 7, I've got my 2nd finger here on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, then maybe my 3rd finger on the next fret up, so 3rd fret, 4th fret, and then slide that up to the 6th fret. Na, na, na. And then we start the following line straight after that. So let's just have the first 2 lines going into the 3rd line. And I'm going to play the 3rd line, as I say, it matches the 1st line as well, and then we're nearly there. Honesty, such a lonely world. Everyone is so untrue. Now, here's the next little challenge. If you listen to the original, this should fall into place pretty well, but we get 2 beats of D, mostly what I, E for a single beat, and then half a beat each of this before that. Let me just talk you through that. On the 4th beat, I'm going to bar across the top 4 strings with my first finger at the 2nd fret. I'm going to add, well, you can see on the diagram, my 2nd finger's on the 3rd fret, the 2nd string, 3rd finger's on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and initially I'm going to add the open bottom string for D, which is what that is, with E in the bass, but then half a beat later, I'm going to add the open 5th string instead for D over A. And that D over A lasts for a whole beat, and I come onto the A, the standard A, on one end of the following bar. So if I can, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... One more time. Mostly what I need from you. And we get back to the following verse, and we do it with this little turnaround chord. 4 over 5. I've written as E9 sus 4. Really, it's kind of a B minor over E thing. You see this sort of thing a lot in ballads of a certain type. Lots of Van Morrison and James Taylor-y stuff does this too. And that's just barring across all 5 of the top strings at the 2nd fret, and I'm adding a finger there on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, taking us into the following verse. So if I can, the whole of the chorus. 2, 3, 4. Honesty, such a lonely word. Everyone is so untrue. Honesty is hardly ever heard. Mostly what I need from you. I can always find someone. Okay, well, I ain't no Billy Joel, that's for sure. It's a little bit high for me. Never mind. I'm a baritone, not a tenor. What can I say? Okay, that's that. Verse and chorus done. Now let's go and look at the intro, because that has an effect on the end of the 2nd chorus to get us into the bridge. Now you'll have heard at the beginning of the video, I've actually arranged the original piano instrumental that opens up the song into a workable version for the guitar. It's not particularly difficult, but let's look at the chords themselves first, just the basic chords. This 2-bar figure is the intro. It's also how we join the 2nd chorus into the I can find a lover, I can find a friend, all this stuff in the bridge. I can have security hotel. We definitely want to get to that somehow. It's also at the end of the song, it forms the basis of the outro. So let's have a look at the chord shapes. We've got 2 beats each of A and A minor with G in the bass. It's a slightly unusual movement. I'm using my 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers for the A. Then all I have to do is to move the little finger down to the 3rd fret of the bottom string and put my 1st finger on the 1st fret of that 2nd string. Now I'm going to move on to F major 7, but I'm going to play it in a slightly unusual way. My 1st finger is going to stay put. My 2nd and 3rd fingers are going to continue in a kind of diagonal line on the 1st, 2nd and 3rd frets of the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings. And I'm going to wrap my thumb around the bottom string at the 1st fret. I could do this. This is a much more standard way of playing F major 7, which would be like an A minor shape, but with the 2nd, 3rd and 4th fingers, leaving my 1st finger free to come down there. You'll see when we look at the tab, the only difference is that I've got a note here for the shape I'm playing on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, which I want. That just has an effect when we pick the notes. Anyway, 2 beats of that. You're perfectly free to play F major 7 that way if it suits you. I'm going to do it like that. Then on to E7 for 2 beats, and that's the whole of it. So let's just have that. If you search for tenderness, it isn't hard. And we're off. Okay, as I say, it's the same figure getting out of the 2nd chorus into the bridge, but we'll look at that in a moment. All right, let's look at the tabbed version. And I've got this. I'm going to start with my second and third fingers on the second fret of the middle two strings. Then I'm going to bring that little finger down, first finger's there on the second string, and up on the top string there, I've got the open top string. Then I've got my F major 7 and I'm picking the top 3 strings, hopefully letting that top string ring out, plus the bottom string. And then my thumb's going to come up and play that famous extra note that I need on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. And just before the 3rd beat, I'm going to bar the top string, my first finger that's currently on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. I'm going to bring that across to catch that note. Nah, I want that. Okay, so. And finally, I've got that. First finger's now on the 1st fret of the 3rd string. My little finger's on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and I'm playing the open bottom string. And I need an F sharp, and I'm going to play that like this. I'm just going to break that shape. The only thing that's going to ring on is the open bottom string, but I'm going to slide up to the 4th fret of the 4th string and down again to the 2nd fret. Finally adding the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. That's going to be my 3rd finger. So all of that is this. Which matches pretty much note for note. Well, it does match note for note the original. So as I say, that's how the song opens. Now let's look at how we can build this into the end of the chorus to get us into that bridge section. So yeah, that intro figure is used at the end of the 2nd chorus, but if you remember, we don't get onto the chord of A until halfway through the 1st beat of the final bar. Mostly what I need from you. So what I'm going to do is just ignore the first 2 beats of the intro figure that we looked at. I'm going to play the A as I normally would in the chorus. Then I'm going to pick up the intro figure on the A minor over G. Let's see if I can do that. Mostly what I need from you. And we're into that bridge section, and we have a bar each of F sharp minor, I can find a lover, C sharp 7, I can find a friend. Now we get E minor, but with a finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string for E minor 6. I can have security hard to B7, the bitter end. Okay, none of that's tricky. Then we get on to D for 2 beats. Anyone can comfort me. I want E, and then I kind of want E7 there, but really it's 2 beats of E. Anyone can comfort me with promises again. Okay, that D over A that we saw at the end of the chorus. To A, I know. Okay, we saw this in the verse. B7 sus4 to B7. And now there's really nothing new. The final 2 bars are E for 2, I know. 2, 3. E9 sus4 thing to get us into the final verse. So maybe what I'll do is play the last little bit of the chorus using the modified intro into the bridge and then sort of out into the following verse. Let's just see. Honesty is hardly ever heard, but mostly what I need from you. I can find a lover, I can find a friend, I can have security until the bitter end. Anyone can comfort me with promises again. I know. 3. When I'm deep inside of me, and I'm into the third and final verse. We're nearly there. One little thing here. At the beginning of the bridge, I can find a lover. On the original, we do play C sharp 7, but with an F sharp in the bass. It's an odd chord. What you could do is keep that first finger barred across the second fret there. I can find a lover. It's an odd chord. Deliberately got a clash there. And that's just what happens in the original. It gives us a kind of darker sound. I could find a lover. I could find a friend. I could have security until the bed. That's up to you. It's just a little detail that just kind of, you can hear that, but maybe the C sharp 7 in that second bar is enough. All right, let's look at how we finish this song. Let's get into the outro. Okay, so that same figure that we had at the end of the second chorus, we have that at the end of the third chorus, but now with another 2 bars tacked on the end. So it's basically just the intro figure. And now we have this. Okay, let's look at that new stuff. I've got my first finger across the second fret of the second and third strings with the open 4th string. I'm now quickly adding notes on the 3rd fret of the 4th and 2nd strings. And the fingers that I've got on the 2nd and 3rd strings, that's my 1st and 3rd fingers there, I'm just going to slide those down a fret for the E13. Then I can take that 3rd finger away for the E7, and I'm going to end up playing an A, which I'm going to pick across, and I'm going to end up, and ideally you want to keep that open 5th string going with that little triangle up there, like a D shape displaced up to the 9th and 10th frets, and that's the end of the song. Okay, finally then, let's join up the end of the third chorus to that outro section. I'll go from halfway. Honesty is hardly ever heard, mostly what I need from you. And that's the whole thing. Okay, let's have a little playthrough. If you'd like to buy my sheet music, that really helps me out, and you'll find it a lot easier with everything, including the tabbed sections, laid out very clearly, and it matches the original recording and, of course, everything that we're doing here on this video. All right, well, look, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Search for tenderness, it isn't hard to find. You can have the love you need to live. If you look for truthfulness, you might just as well be blind. It always seems to be so hard to give. Such a lonely one, everyone is so untrue. Honesty is hardly ever heard, but mostly what I need from you. I can always find someone to say they sympathize if I wear my heart out on my sleeve. I don't want some pretty face to tell me pretty lies. All I want is someone to believe. Honesty, such a lonely word. I can find a lover, I can find a friend, I can have security until the bitter end. Anyone can comfort me with promises again. I know, when I'm deep inside of me, don't be too concerned. I won't ask for nothing while I'm gone. When I want sincerity, tell me where I